This is Access 2019 Module05 Part 10. In this we're going to be looking at our last query wizard, the Find Unmatched query, and we're going to create it using that wizard. So let's go back into our Access database, the clinic one, and we'll choose our Create tab and choose the Query Wizard. We're going to choose the last option, Find Unmatched Query Wizard. We're going to begin using a query, and we're going to look for query patients by name, you want to be careful starting queries in your query wizard with other queries. You want to make sure that you know exactly what's in that query. If you start this query with a query that has, let's say, a restriction or a criteria in it that said to only include patients in the city of Atlanta, then in this query you would also only get those patients in Atlanta, because all of the criteria that were in the original query you started from would also be included in this data set. This particular query, if you will remember, we had a calculated field, but we did not have any criteria, so all of the records would be included. Next, we're going to be comparing this to the visit table. What we're looking for here would be patients that have not had any visits. So we're going to say next. And on this screen, what we want to do is find the common field. So if you notice, we have patient ID in both places. So I'm going to take the patient ID here in this query, take the patient ID in the visit table, and say that those are supposed to match. So you click each field and then match them. If this is wrong and it doesn't say what it's supposed to, click back, come back in and try it again. Then we'll choose next. Now it wants to know, what do we want to see? What information about the patient do we want to see in that record? We'll go ahead and say all of the fields, choose next, and we're going to give it a name, call it Query Inactive Patients. And you can see that it did come up with one patient that has not had any visits. Since we used a wizard, this query has been saved, so we do not have to save it. We're just going to close it. And that concludes this segment.